Welcome back to the Tutorials Podcast. That's Jordan Jackson. I'm JD, and welcome.
Hi.
Sorry you had to wait on me. I'm busy.
It's all right.
I had to do a set change.
Dude,
I'm out of my comfort
you are
zone.
hip now. You are wearing colors
I have gone off the normal dress code for this podcast, and only for this podcast.
dude, it's like you just need some Jeancos now.
What's that?
Those jeans that are real baggy from the 90s that people who listen to like Korn
It
would
could be
wear.
2 degrees outside. I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah.
The reason that I wear this shirt
Yeah.
is because I, embarrassingly enough, created this shirt for the Mercantile. And some people may think it's not funny. Some people might think it's funny. Self-made grillionaire. I thought it was kind of funny. I have a weird sense of humor. And we sell the snot out of them at the retail store.
Yeah.
Could I make it the sponsor for the day? I think I will.
Well, today's episode,
I have no idea what's in there because none of those were made by me.
I don't either. Ashley made them all, right?
They were pulled off by the lovely lady in the head of our customer care. And these are questions that have been asked
It's going to be like kind of like playing Texas Hold'em.
via email. Pull the top one. Let's get going
So,
and squash this topic.
when do I need an insulated firebox?
Oh, that's a good one.
Can you see it?
Here we
All
go.
the cameras?
Here we go.
Boop.
When you need an insulated firebox. I'll let you have that. I'm trying to be a little
I'm the
control
host over here.
freak. You're doing good. Don't read them.
I'm not.
You don't need one in a backyard offset. Agree or disagree?
No, you don't.
Especially with a 3/8 inch. No, we've got
Especially
lots
with
of
a chamber
smokers.
that's 40 inches long.
Yeah, you're not asking it to do much.
No.
You really, in my opinion, backed by some science that I feel strong about.
Yep.
An insulated firebox is a waste of money on a small pit under 60 inches. In a backyard setting, an insulated firebox provides no benefit.
I would say even further than 60 inches.
Well, let's go into the primitive pits, which begin the commercial sector.
Yep.
250, you can get that pit semi-insulated with an air gap, which is a really good insulator.
Yeah.
An air gap is a really good insulator.
How long are the 250s, chamber-wise? Don't get you a line? Long enough to need an insulated firebox.
They're 60 inches of great space, I believe, by 30.
Okay.
So, no, you don't need an insulated firebox. And actually, can it hurt you? I don't believe it can hurt you. From my perspective, it doesn't hurt you, but it is absolutely something you don't need. 3/8 inch steel. We've got hundreds of pits in cold regions. I would definitely want a fully insulated firebox on a commercial unit if it's going to be outside and it's going to be rained on. And you're in the elements. So a trailer purchase
for sure.
Our primitive pits say 500 and 1,000 gallon or even 250 on a trailer package. It's really good to have it insulated, in my opinion. If I'm the buyer, I'm going to call up Primitive or anybody and say, hey, I want to buy a pit. I like your pits.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on a trailer. I want it insulated. In the backyard, you don't need it.
No.
But is it a detriment if you have it? No.
No, you brought up a good point about the rain on a commercial cooker on the firebox. That helps. And then really cold temperatures, it helps a little bit. Is it 100% needed? I think it's a regional thing.
But you don't need it. If you got it, no big deal. Definitely on an offset smaller than 60 inches of chamber. There you go. All right. So what do we call it? We squashed
it. Yeah.
Next one.
I'm the host.
I know. I'm just ready to go. Got to get back to work. Lunch break.
Why does my fire continually stall?
Oh, that's a good one. The time this airs, we will not have a video. But one day we got to address this in a formal vlog.
I think we kind of did with the...
I think we can go farther. We can go deeper for the beginner.
yeah.
But most of this is down to just, let's start naming them. Coal bed's not
big enough,
active enough.
The way the orientation of the wood, the density of the wood,
wetness of the wood. That's the very common thing you'd start off with. Let's clear the board. Is your wood wet?
Is your cold enough?
What's an ideal wood for? What's your ideal wood? 15% and under.
When I pick it up and the way it feels, I'm serious. I might even be in a.
He's an instinctual guy that doesn't use any tools. Matter of fact,
I don't even know
you don't
what
even
the
want
proper
thermometers on your pits.
No, I don't know what the proper whatever. I just
high moisture content in a piece of wood in a split is over 25%, in my opinion. I do not like cooking with 20%. You're not going to dry it out on a firebox. You could stick it on a firebox to where it's almost smoldering, but you take a chop saw and you chop off 3 or 4 inches and you stick a moisture meter in there, which I've got plenty of them. I probably have 3 or 4 of them at my house, and you'll see that there's still moisture in there. But that is a big common cause.
Yep. And the way you've got it oriented, is there any kind of airflow underneath the splits? The list goes on. I mean, the way you are introducing air into the pit, is the stack diameter and height right on the pit? Is my microphone properly placed in front of my mouth?
I just like to see Jordan talking like this. I don't know. We're not professional podcasters, or are we?
I think if you do it, we got to do it 10,000 times. So
we don't get paid for this, unless somebody went out and bought a.
So if you buy a Bajo today, I can have some pictures behind me.
Yeah,
that's where our budget ran out.
Jordan's on the naked wall.
Thanks for giving me just a few seconds to share with you the swag we sell here at the Woodfire Mercantile. You can find it all at woodfiremercantile.com. From the primitive and the workhorse gear to the El Bandito gear to the Woodfire Mercantile original shirts, along with some original sayings for the barbecuer and the griller. Back to the episode.
But no, back to this. If you're new to cooking with an offset, your fire is going to stall.
Yep.
And the air drawing in the firebox or over the stack has nothing to do with wind. Yeah. Wind is not a part of the equation. Wind blowing in your firebox is actually a bad thing. Make sure it's not hopefully it's not in one of these.
Get your hands out of my camera.
You only got 2? Oh, we already tore one up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to this. We got a little ADD going on in this episode today.
So why does my fire continually stall?
Active embers. How to keep your embers active is really knowing the timing of when the splits are burned out and taking the shovel to them and then breaking them up to where they still have some energy to them.
And regeneration rate. And there's so many things. It's usually almost every single time the user's fault.
Right.
Like you said, there's some, if you have your air intake in a weird spot comparative to where it needs to go, yeah, you can definitely have some problems. But most pits that people are cooking on today have been figured out, and you don't really have that problem anymore.
One of the common things, too, that happens, I see sometimes on the internet, is there's obstruction, a split sitting right in front of the air intake of a firebox. You don't want to have any obstruction. You really want a clear path, a valley.
You do.
We made a fire management video. I don't know if we mentioned on that.
Yeah, I think we did. Like when you're burning down a split and there could be a knot or something in a piece of wood, the whole split burns down except that little knot. Sometimes it'll fall down and people will make their orientation of wood on there, and then there's a airflow restriction and it's that piece and you can't see it. I always flick them to the back, pieces like that, because they're not helping you. They'll eventually turn to coal behind your coal bed, and I'll just drag them back forward the next time.
So you can take that split, put it in the back of the firebox, and then when you're making a new fire style and you've got some new igniting splits, you can go grab that with a shovel and put it back on the fire. And
I can't tell you how many times of just when you're cooking on so many pits and such a high volume level that you're just like, you're just doing so much, and then sometimes you forget and that little piece that get down in there, and I've had to completely deconstruct all the wood out of the firebox and figure out what it was, knock it back, and then put everything back. I'm serious.
Your fire style, which I've kind of adapted to, you don't have to really take your shovel and make an air valley in the coals.
On the backyard.
On the backyard. You have a valley kind of built in the way the orientation of the wood to slow down to make a gentle fire. But you're going to have, let's make a list. You're going to have stalls if you've got wet wood. If you've got restricted airflow, you're going to have to really fluff your embers and coals to make sure that you keep them active. And then the timing of the splits burning out and making sure that you take a shovel and get those to be crunched up. I love that sound of that. Crunching them up. And then, kind of spreading them to where they're not too thick and piled on top of each other.
I am not a fan of taking wood that has been partially burned on the top and then burying it down in a bed of coals. I do not like that.
You smother your coals.
Yeah, and you're just constantly like, oh, it burns for a minute. Then you got to go in there in like 5 or 10 minutes. You got to move stuff around. I'm going to build it off, let it burn at a rate, and then come redo it.
You're recycling your coal bed. You're recycling your coals.
Yeah.
That's what you're cooking. That's the heat perspective of, the wood igniting, that does provide heat. That ramps the temperature up. But you're using the coals for most of the cook. You're basically recycling the coals is the idea behind the offset. You're recycling coals by putting a new split in. That split turns into more coals. And then while it's catching and burning, it does project some heat. But the stalls are preventable. All right.
Rip it up. Squash it.
Squash this one.
All right. Where are we
Why do we
at?
throw them?
It's kind of...
There's a trash can right here.
No, I like... It needs to be on the ground.
There you go.
You're just throwing it on the ground in a different area.
There you go.
Last one.
All right.
I feel my wood is too long for my...
We got them. We got Jordan
for her hot box.
Thank you. Thank you to the ladies up there in the office. We appreciate this.
This one was brought to you by Adam and Eve. Give me that. We got
See what we get into every day. I feel my wood is...
that.
No, it's going to be kept. This is a live episode. No deletions of what this is. You reading this was the funniest thing. It was the greatest thing that I've seen in a week or two. And it's perfect. So you pulled this out of me. I feel my wood is too long for my firebox. Well, good for you. I'll get our minds out of the gutter. Let's move on. Most of the wood in the United States is built around a fireplace. 16 to 18 inch splits. Common size for a fireplace. What I have at my place. I cut my own wood about 18 inches. For an offset backyard, you're going to find 20 inch diameter and 24 inch diameter. And the ideal size, I've gone in my home and grabbed out of the firebox a 16 or 18 inch split and successfully cooked on a 69, which is a 20 inch diameter firebox, 25 inches long. And I've been able to navigate it. I understand there's some challenges with that. Does it cause, you just got to rework the fire style.
Yeah.
There's nothing really going to hurt you as far as using a longer split. If you've got for instance, a 1975 from Workhorse, they're 24 inch. 27 inch long, 24 inch diameter, you can get away with that. That's the same size as a commercial smoker we make at Primitive. The inside is 24. Of course, it's 40-ish to 42 inch long. But the ideal size for a split, I like to use a analogy like with a Red Bull can. This is a little mini water bottle. That's about the right diameter. Maybe a little bigger.
For the backyard.
So I'm going to guess that's probably 3 inches in diameter. That's really a good size. So it's the density of a big piece of split. 4 or 5 inches. That's going to crush it's going to really be difficult. You can split it down. You can get an old stump, take an axe, split it down. It's much better to use that 3 inch, 2.5, 3 inch split. As far as the diameter, I'd be more concerned with than the length. 12 to 14 inches is great for a 24 inch firebox, a 20 inch firebox.
Yeah, for sure.
And unfortunately, for most people, they have to go deal with wood purveyors in America that deal with home fireplaces.
And that's what they sell for.
And that's what they sell for. And you got to pull out your chop saw and cut them down to, knock off 3, 4, 5 inches. That's just a part of it. If you can get your wood purveyor to cut you splits, the ideal size would be 12 to 14 inches and about 2.5 inches to 3.5 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
And, you could get them, just cut them where there are larger and you split them down yourself. It's just a matter of having them ready to go when you need them. You don't want to be sitting there splitting and you've just ran out of, you're just taking your splits and they're burned out and they're becoming coals and you need to move.
Yeah. And
the moisture can be a little goofy when you don't have a split, If you've got a big, high density, big, wide 5-6 inch split.
It's going to take a lot longer to cure.
You split it, it's going to have some moisture on the inside. So it takes a little bit longer. I'm a big fan of taking the whole log and drying it out for 2 to 3 years and then splitting it and letting it dry out for 3 to 4 months. And there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah.
But if you're cooking with 16 to 18-inch splits and you're brand new at this has been kind of your intro into offset cooking, you're introducing a challenge that's
a lot of fuel.
And you're introducing some unneeded variables.
I agree. So, cook with wood according to the size of your firebox.
Right.
The diameter and the length.
Right. Yep. And squash it.
Squash it.
Got to rip that one? Jordan loves that part of it. All right, let's see. Let's see what you got.
Look at this. Hold on.
He missed it. But hopefully this has been a helpful episode for you guys and gals. And we'll see you on the next one.